Hello and welcome to the fifth screencast for the Foss Water Unit of Study. In this screencast, we will dive into Investigation 4, Waterworks. This investigation has 4 parts and is designed to be completed in 9 sessions over the course of 3 weeks. You can find the Student Learning Outcomes document for this unit on the Boston Public Schools Science Department website. Check out the Water Overview screencast for more information about the BPS Science Weebly and resources available for teaching this unit of study. In Part 1, Water and Earth Materials, students will investigate what happens when you pour water through different earth materials. Part 1 of this investigation connects well to what students have been learning about the water cycle in Investigation 3. Students will observe and compare how water flows through 2 different earth materials, soil and gravel. Based on data collected and their observations, students will make claims about which earth material is best for growing beans. This lesson also introduces water cycle ideas, including percolation, runoff, water storage, and groundwater. Watch the teacher preparation video on Foss Web to see how to set up this activity. In Part 2, Water Wheels, students will investigate how does a water wheel work and what is the best design for a water wheel that will efficiently lift objects. Part 2, Water Wheels. Yes, this activity can get super messy, but it is also super fun. I really love this activity because it involves a little engineering, and it can also be a great way to open up discussions about how water can do work and also about energy transfers that happen at hydroelectric plants. For easy cleanup, consider completing this investigation outdoors instead of inside. Visit Foss Web to find the Science in the Schoolyard guide for the Water Unit of Study. To see how to set up this activity, watch the teacher preparation video on Foss Web. In Part 3, Water from Home, students will investigate what are some properties of water that affect its quality and what types of water can be used for different purposes. In Part 3, students bring water samples from home to school. They analyze these samples by using their senses and performing a simple evaporation investigation. Then, students compare the purity of their water samples to determine what the water samples could be used for. In Part 4, Choosing Your Own Investigation, students ask their own questions and plan investigations to research or answer them. This is the final activity in the Foss Water Unit of Study. Throughout this unit, students have been recording questions and ideas in the project folder created in Investigation 1, Part 1. Now, students get the chance to investigate these questions and ideas individually, in pairs, or in teams. Projects take about a week to complete and are a great way for students to engage in science and engineering practices as they plan, conduct, and share their investigations. There's a common writing assignment for this unit of study. The common writing assignment makes a great pre-assessment and post-assessment for this unit of study. As a pre-assessment, it's a great way to get an idea of students' emerging conceptions about properties of water. It can also be used at the end of the unit as a summative assessment. You can find the CWA prompt for the Water Unit of Study on the BPS Science Department website under the Science and Literacy tab. You can also find lots of CWA resources, including scoring rubrics and graphic organizers to support science argumentation in your classroom. Here's an example of some ways to adapt a CWA prompt for students who are English language learners. I like to present the claims as if they were being spoken by fictional students. This helps my students feel safer engaging in argumentation because they are supporting or rebutting someone else's claim, not their own. Sometimes I will also reduce the number of claim choices to 2 or 3 to make the prompt more manageable for my students. I also try to add pictures for visual support. Sentence frames can also be a great way to support students making claims, supporting their claims with evidence, and reasoning. The CWA prompt can also be a great way to encourage academic discourse in the science classroom. Building argumentation skills through peer-to-peer discourse is a great way to scaffold writing. That's it for the water unit of study. To learn more about the science and engineering practices highlighted in this unit, as well as details about how to teach each lesson, watch the screencast for each investigation of this unit of study, and check out the BPS Science Weekly. Happy teaching!